We're here tonight. I'm going to be playing Steve and his Chaos Demons, and we're getting ready for Saturday's tournament, and we're playing one of my missions here. Just sort of run through this. I'll give a link for it later if anyone wants to download it, but the primary on this is Divide and Conquer, which I'll show in a minute. Secondary is kill points. Tertiary is holding more objectives, and then you get bonus points for each elite, fast attack, heavy support in a zone that you've claimed. So the way this is set up is there are 5 zones. These objectives, if I can back out enough, let me come in. These objectives mark out a zone, so it sort of creates a diamond shape up to that one and then back this way. So there's 5 zones, basically sort of like old spearhead in the center, and you're trying to get more victory points within each zone to claim it. So that's how that one works. We've already deployed and rolled our stuff, so I'll show you my deployment here. It's basically the old spearhead deployment. So I've got my Chaos Hounds here, my Nurgle spawn here, behind that's a Tzeentch Chaos Marine Prince. I have the Keeper of Secrets, I'll cover his powers in a second, Nurgle spawn, Chaos Marine Squad with an Icon of Vengeance and dual Melta there. Back there is the Plasma Squad with an Icon of Vengeance, and then I also have a Slaanesh Prince from Chaos Demons. He got 2 greater gifts and a lesser gift. He has 4+ Feel No Pain, Lash of Despair, Despair, and Wit Stealer. The Keeper of Secrets powers, where is he? He's right there. I got Psychic Shriek, Puppet Master, and Terrify. Terrify is going to be useless against demons. And I think that covers... Oh, right. And in reserves, I have my Bloodletters here. Those Chaos Marines are in a Rhino. And then I have Cultists back there. The Bloodletters are deep striking. The Chaos Cultists are just coming in from normal reserves.
So this is Steve, Hippie McKenna, playing Thor. 1,750 points. I have the new Fancy Dancy Vengeance weapon batteries upgraded with a battle cannon. I actually purchased 2 of them, so I have a second one over here. I set those up before deployment. I won the roll for first turn, but I gave it to Tony because we're both kind of assault-based, and I wanted to be able to hopefully get the jump on him. So as far as deployment goes, I have 6 Fiends over here deployed right on my deployment zone line. They're attached with a Herald of Slaanesh. She's Mastery 1. She got the power that shuts down Overwatch and does -5 initiative at an 18-inch range, and you can't get counterattack benefit. She's also got the Greater Ether Blade, so she's +1 strength, so she's strength 5, AP 2. And then she has the Locus of Beguilement, so they all re-roll failed hits in combat. Next to them, back here behind this, I have a Soul Grinder of Slaanesh. He has the Phlegm Bombardment. So I basically got 3 battle cannons between the weapons batteries and him. And he's Demon of Slaanesh as well. And then in front of them and weaved in here I have Pink Horrors. I have a squad of 18 Pink Horrors with a character upgrade just in case I roll the bad Warp Storm one and kills a character. And then I have the Changeling who's playing as a Herald of Slaanesh, a Herald of Tzeentch Mastery 3. He has Prescience, Flickering Fire, and then he has Precog. So obviously he'll be using Prescience and Flickering Fire on that squad, and then he has the Locus of Conjuration for +1 strength to all that Flickering Fire, so it'll all be strength 6, 24-inch range, Zone of Death. And then I have 6 Screamers of Tzeentch hidden in around the rock here, waiting to pounce as well. And then over in reserves, I have 18 Demonettes with a character upgrade and an icon. That's actually a Raptor standard. I have 10 Pink Horrors, and I have 10 Demonettes with an upgrade character in there. And then I have a Keeper of Secrets who's going to try to come in deep strike this time, and he has Psychic Shriek. He's got 2 greater gifts, so he's got 3 up armor, I got lucky, and 4 up Feel No Pain. And I think that's it.
That reminds me, I forgot to mention, my Keeper of Secrets has the 3 up armor, 4+ Feel No Pain, and Wit Stealer on him as well. Alright, so my movement, I had scouted the hounds up, and then I moved them. They're sort of hugging this zone here. My Tzeentch Prince flew, and he's hiding behind the pillar there. Nurgle spawn ran up behind the rock. The Keeper's right behind them, and I also moved my Melta Chaos Marines. They sort of drove up with the Keeper. Over here, my Slaanesh Prince is headed towards the, what is that thing?
Vengeance weapon.
The Vengeance weapon battery. And then these Chaos Marines moved a little to the left, so just to give a shot of the field here. And now we're going to go into my shooting phase. Alright, so my shooting phase, the only shooting I actually had was this Havoc launcher, which shot at the Fiends. It got a hit but failed to wound. The Hounds got a big 2-inch run move. The Spawn shuffled a hair more up. The Keeper ran, got a 6, plus 3 for Slaanesh, so he charged up, or ran that way. So now we're going to go to the Assault phase. Okay, so the Assault phase, my Slaanesh Demon Prince charged the Vengeance weapon battery. He smashed it. I got 2 pens in a glance, and one of the pens was a detonation, so it blew up. I took a wound but made the armor save, so now this gun is destroyed. And now we're going to go into Steve's movement phase, turn 1.
Bottom of turn 1, demon movement phase. Prior to that, the only thing I did was I rolled Prescience, cast Prescience on the Pink Horror Squad from that Herald. That's it. I didn't have range for my Malediction as much as I would have loved to use it. So the Fiends jumped up here. They got the Grimoire, so they ended up with a 3-up invuln this turn. So they jumped up here, hoping to assault the Keeper while they have a decent invuln. The Horrors scooted over this way, hoping to pick off some Nurgle Spawn with their Prescience flickering fire. The Screamers jumped up here. They're going to hope to turbo boost over and do some slashing attacks and maybe do some damage just to kind of harass things. And the Soul Grinder moved over this way a little bit, trying to stay away from assault range of the big guy to try to pick on something as well. That's it for movement phase, going into shooting. My shooting phase, I basically started off with the Pink Horrors, I think. Fired flickering fire at the Spawn. They got a whole pile of shots, 21 shots at strength 6, but we only did like 5 wounds in all. They didn't have cover because they were in the open, the 3 I could see, so a couple of them got some wounds. And then my cannon over here auto-fired at them as well because they were closest. Put another couple wounds on them, 2 wounds, nothing major. And he even had a cover save for 1, so that wasn't anything big. The Soul Grinder shot his Phlegm Bombardment and his autocannon at that Rhino, did 1 glance, that's it, missed completely with the Phlegm Bombardment. The Screamers did their slashing attack over the Spawn and put 3 more wounds on or something? 2 or 3 more?
Yep, 3 more.
So we've put some wounds on them. We're going to get hit by them next turn. I'm trying to get in a position where those guys are out of the picture for right now. And now we move on to the assault phase. Alright, so Demon Assault phase, basically I charged him with the Fiends, knocked him by initiative by 5, which made him I5. So I actually swung first. I got lucky and she wasn't in challenge range, so he wasn't able to challenge her out. She put 1 wound on him, and then they put 2 or 3, but he made some feel no pain or something. He ended up with 2 wounds, and then he smashed instant give to one of my Fiends for 3 wounds. I lost by 1, and I rolled an 11 on instability, so I just took like 5 more wounds for instability. And so we're sitting there now in combat.
Okay, so top of turn 2, my movement. The Hounds moved up here. The Demon Prince flew up there from back by this pillar here. My Spawn just moved so they could jump into the combat here. My Slaanesh Demon Prince is on foot, or I'll jump infantry. He needs about an 8 to get into this charge here with Fleet, hoping he makes it. This Rhino just moved a little bit to get range with the Havoc launcher. And this Rhino just moved to hide behind this. And my Cultists came in from reserve. So they're doing what Cultists do, and they're hiding in the back corner. So, shot of the field here. Basically everything's kind of coming to the center with some guys running down the right flank, and we're about to go into the shooting phase. Okay, so my shooting phase, the only shooting I had was I shot a Havoc launcher at the, and the bolter off the Rhino at the Horrors. Got 2 wounds, killed 1 guy there. The rest of my stuff really just ran. Ran the Cultists to move them a little bit. Over here, the Hounds ran up to get a little more cover behind the rock. And that was it. I'm an assault-based army, so the shooting phase is really just more positioning, so we're going to go into trying to make some charges here. Okay, so the end of my combat phase, the keeper challenged the herald, which he took, and the keeper killed her before she could swing. My demon prince made the combat. He swung next and took out one base.
I don't know that he did any.
Oh no, I think you made all those saves, yeah.
Yeah, it was only a couple wounds or something, and I made them or something.
Yep, you're right. Yep, 2 wounds and you made those saves. My spawn,
Did a whole bunch of
they did a whole bunch. I got 6 attacks each with rage, and then they rolled poison, so I did 10 wounds and threw a couple more on him anyway.
Took out a base and partial another one or something.
One combat by I think 4, he took instability and then took
Another 5 wounds for instability.
another 5 wounds from instability, so now he's got
Two
2
guys,
wounded
one with
fiends.
1 and one with 2 left.
Yep, and then I've got 3 wounded spawn, the wounded keeper, and the prince stuck in here, so that'll clear out next turn, or it should, and now we're going to go into Steve's movement phase.
So beginning of my turn, I cast Prescience on the pink horrors, and then I put the Grimoire on the screamers, so they have a 3-up invuln. They were over here. I just moved them over here 12 inches, hoping to assault something or do something important. I deep struck in the pink horrors here. They actually tried to do it over here, and they scattered into here, so that's where they are. And then I deep struck the demonettes back here, and they mishap, so Tony placed them here, hoping to chew them up with all of his assault stuff next turn. My pink horrors just moved a little bit so they can get line of fire on the dogs. My soul grinder, same thing, moved back a little bit, so when these guys break free from combat, he won't get smashed and blown up. So he's still got range with his 36-inch guns anyway. And that's it, going into my shooting phase.
Yeah. He took that. We chopped him out a little bit.
Okay, so shooting phase, I ran those demonettes. They mishapped, and Tony placed them over here, so I ran them over this way, kind of trying to get them out of the way so I could shoot at the dogs. Then I auto-fired the Vengeance Battery at them. Did like 3 instant killing ones, but he's got a 4-up invuln because the Warp Storm, I rolled a 10, so all demons have a +1 invuln this turn. So he saved a couple of them. And then the horrors shot at him as well, but I only got like 8 shots, and only did 1 wound, I think, with all of the shooting, so that was a joke. The Soul Grinder shot at the Rhino over here, hit it with the Battle Cannon, plus Snapfired his Harvester Cannon, did a pen with the Harvester, a glance with the Battle Cannon. But Tony was obscured by the Screamers, so he got a 5-up and he saved them both, so they did nothing. The Screamers also shot Flickering Fire at the side, Strength 5, figuring they could glance it to death. And they only got like 4 shots, BS3, they stink, so they did nothing. So they're basically dead, but they're there. Because of the +1 invuln in the Warp Storm, these clowns now have a 2-up invuln. So my plan was to charge here with the Armor Bane, but now that they have a 2-up invuln, I think I'm going to try to take out some of the meteor targets instead. So now that's the end of my shooting. So my assault phase, I decided to charge the Screamers in since they had a 2-up invuln and there's Zinch, so they reroll 1. So I said, well, we'll go for it while I have a chance. So I charged into the Prince. I tried to multi-charge and get the spawn, but I didn't make the distance, so I did a disordered charge. I decided to just use my regular attacks. I put 2 wounds on him, but he saved them both, so did nothing. The Keeper insta-gibbed the last 2 fiends, so that was 3 wounds. Since it was a big multi-combat, I lost by 3. Instability, I took 3 more wounds on the Screamers. Even though they have a 2-up invuln re-rolling, 3 wounds. So now Tony basically is consolidating away because the Spawn and the Keeper were locked with the Fiends, which are now dead. So they are going to consolidate away, and that's the end of combat.
Okay, so my movement phase, I just moved the Cultists a little bit just to get range to shoot the Horrors here. My 2 Rhinos just sort of spread out a little bit. They're going to shoot the Horrors as well. Let's see, over here my Spawn moved from this combat. They moved over here. They're going to give the Hounds a hand in this combat, try to clear this out in one swoop. My Zinch Demon Prince jumped up here. He's going to go tackle the Horrors, and the Keeper's also going to join him. So now we're going to go to my shooting phase, and this is top of turn 3. So top of turn 3, my shooting. Basically both of these rhinos unloaded on the horrors here, killed off, well, maybe half of them. After the first volley, he went to ground, so it made killing them pretty difficult. So we killed half of them off, not too bad, with what little shooting I have. And basically now we're just going to go into the combat. So bottom of 3, my assault phase. My Slanesh Demon Prince did absolutely nothing, and his Screamers did nothing, so that was a wash. Over here, the Hounds charged and the Spawn got in. He did a couple of wounds to me. I did a whole bunch to him. With Demonic Instability, killed off most of them. There's 4 out of, what was there, 16 to start? 18 to start with, so 4 left here. Over here, the Keeper Secrets and the Tzeentch Prince charged into the Horrors. The Keeper Secrets missed every single attack. The Tzeentch Prince killed off 2. He did nothing back and then lost 2 or 3 more with Demonic Instability. Now we're going into the bottom of 3, Steve's movement phase.
Okay, bottom of turn 3, I deep struck my Demonettes. I didn't get my Keeper Secrets, I just got the Demonettes, so I tried to deep strike here. They scattered 10 inches, so they're there. My movement phase, my pink horrors just came up from going to ground, so they're not doing anything. I cast Precognition on my Herald of Tzeentch. I cast Prescience from him on my Soul Grinder, and he has the Grimoire, so I put that on the Soul Grinder as well, so he's got a 3-up invul now with Prescience, so he's going Prince hunting. And that was all I could move, because everything else is in combat. So that's the end of my movement. Super fast shooting phase, the Demonettes ran, they just ran over here. The Warp Storm actually killed hit my Tzeentch guys and did 3 wounds, but I saved 2 of them, so 1 guy died there. Didn't hurt any enemies. My Soul Grinder can't shoot because he's trying to assault. My Vengeance Weapon Battery, the nearest thing was this Rhino. He shot, scattered like 8 inches away, did nothing. And now we're going to do the assault phase. So my assault phase, this assault continued on. I actually put some wounds on the Prince. The Prince put 1 on me. Killed the guy with the Witsteel sword. I lost combat, but then I rolled Snake Eyes, so that dude came back. But I did put a wound on the Prince anyway. Over here, basically Tony's Spawn and dogs cleaned up those Demonettes, and then they consolidated away. Over here I challenged with my Herald of Tzeentch because he had precog, thinking maybe I had a chance in hell. I didn't, I got killed. But at least it saved a bunch of pink horrors. And then my Soul Grinder charged that Prince. Got immobilized by the Prince at his initiative, but then in turn, instant give the Prince. So I actually won combat. Tony made his instability, of course, so he didn't take any wounds, and that's the end of the turn 3.
So top of turn 4, I tried to deep strike my Bloodletters down here, but they scattered and they landed up on the rock here. So the Spawn, they moved up. They got closer to the weapons, the Vengeance Battery, just so that they're the closer unit, so when it comes time for it to shoot, it shoots them as opposed to my grouped up Bloodletters up top here. The Hounds moved from here. They're going over here to help bail out that Demon Prince. Let's see, this Rhino shuffled a little bit from here over to here just to hide behind that, if for no other reason than the Vengeance Battery. The Cultists, they moved up, deciding whether I might charge just for amusement or rapid fire. These Chaos Marines with the Plasma, they jumped out so they can rapid fire the Demonettes. And that is all of my movement, so now we're going to the shooting phase. Alright, so my shooting phase, my Chaos Marines rapid fired and killed off half of the squad over here. Yep. So there's still 5 left. Over here, I just had the Rhino and the guys in it shoot the Horrors. They went to ground, made all their saves. We didn't kill any there. Just for amusement, I'm going to charge the Cultists in there. And the other shooting I had is I had the Corrosive Breath on the Blood Reaper. trying to take out the Vengeance battery, but I still didn't roll enough even with the Armor Bane, so nothing there. So now we're going to do some charges and go into the assault phase. Top of turn 4, my combat phase, the cultists charged the horrors and took them out. Over here with the Hounds and Prince, they managed to kill off the last of the Screamers, so they're going to consolidate away in a moment. Keeper Secrets killed 2 horrors. Didn't take any wounds back, but Steve made his demonic instability, so they stuck around, and that's it for combat.
So bottom of turn 4, I got my Keeper Secrets with Shriek. I tried to deep strike him in here to shriek some scoring units. Instead he scattered 9 inches, just barely off the table edge. Rolled a 1 for the mishap, so he's destroyed, never got to see action. So now I'm just kind of running away with my stuff, so my Demonettes are running away, and everything else is immobilized, I'm stuck in combat. So the shooting phase, the Vengeance weapon battery shot at the spawn, scattered off, did nothing. The Soul Grinder shot at the Bloodletters, scattered off, hit 3, did 3 wounds, killed 2 guys, I guess. And then that's it, I ran my Demonettes.
So top of turn 5, my Chaos Marines moved up to try to get rapid fire range on the Demonettes. My Slanesh Prince moved up. He's got Lash of Despair, so he can shoot, though he's only going to be able to range 1 of them. The Cultists just hung out, as well as the Chaos Marines. They're currently sitting in zones that they can claim. The Hounds just moved to get out of line of sight of the Vengeance battery, so they're just sitting back here. The Bloodletters jumped off the rock, did the whole impact thing. I did have 3 that took wounds, but I made my invuln saves from the impact test. And then the spawn shuffled around to go help bail out the Keeper Secrets. Shooting phase between the Chaos Marines and the Demon Prince, they managed to kill off the last of the Seekers, and with the help of the Rhino here. That was it for shooting. The only other thing I did was I ran the Bloodletters, just so I could stick 1 guy out so he's the closest to the Vengeance battery, because the spawn are going to charge, and what I don't want is the Vengeance battery to shoot the cultist and take them off the objective that they're holding. So now we're going to the assault phase. So my assault phase between the spawn and the keeper managed to clear out the horrors. So Steve's right now left with a mobilized soul grinder and a Vengeance battery. That's all he's got left on the table, so we're going to go ahead and call it and end the game here at the top of turn 5.